Welcome back, everyone. Well, as many of you know, we tape the Warren County Board of Supervisor meetings. That's really quite a meeting. The one we tape, they meet once a month, and we've got 20 of those supervisors up there. So when an election rolls around and men and women are running for the position of supervisors in Warren County, it's a pretty involved race. Joining me today is someone who's been here before, Rachel Seeber. Welcome, Rachel.
Thank you.
Nice to have you back again. 600 pounds, what was that about?
I'd like the full disclosure that I don't weigh 600 pounds before we start this, since you guys like to zoom in a lot. Thank you, though. Third time's a charm. I appreciate the disclosure.
Rachel's aggressive. I think that we might establish that right up front. Last time you were on, Rachel, was right before the primary. That primary, things shook out, and you've received the Republican, the Conservative, the Independent, the Reform
I have, yes.
Party endorsements. Well, that's quite a bit. Now, this will be the second term you're running for. 4 supervisors from Queensbury. You're all supervisors at large, right?
Correct. Plus the town supervisor gives 5.
Yes, right, got it. And so, in that first term, what'd you learn?
Oh, my goodness. A lot. Yes. I learned a lot. You know, with my experience from a local, state, and federal level, working in government, I really thought I'd hit the ground running. And to some extent I did. I knew the terms. I had been a county employee. I certainly knew how to advocate for people. But I had a quick learning experience. You know, it was fast, and I'm still learning every day. Yeah. But you know, what you owe the people of Queensbury is a lot more than just to learn once you get up there. So I do a lot of work behind the scenes. I research a lot. I ask a lot of experts a lot of questions because it's important that I understand it. But most importantly, I ask the people. You know, what do you want? What aren't you happy with? How can I make it better?
So in this campaign season, you've gone out and asked constituents what they think?
Absolutely, but we do that a lot of different ways. The first and foremost way that we do it is we have a campaign team called Team Seeber, and we have 15 people on that, and they are amazing, and it's really because of them that the election is as strong, our campaign is as strong as it is. They work really hard, and so I'm fortunate to have a team of people behind me that are fantastic. But we also get out on social media quite a bit on Facebook, asking people what they think, trying to have that presence as well, and of course the traditional door-to-door knocking. Right. But people are sick of politicians, and I'm proud to say I don't view myself as a politician. I truly am a community advocate. So, you know, when I knock on the door and someone says, I am just sick of it, I don't want to hear from another politician, I find that I usually am able to have a conversation with them and hear why they think we're broke. And to some extent, they're right. Local government's broke, government's broke. And I want to be part of the solution and not the problem. So,
what are people saying to you? Are there, you know, they must have priorities, right?
They have priorities. I think some of it I probably shouldn't say on TV.
Okay.
But I do think that a lot of their priorities are about accountability and transparency. I mean, we're thrilled to have TVA up there covering our meetings, but I'm also very proud to have sponsored legislation to put our committee meetings, where a lot of the work is done before we get to that full board meeting, on YouTube. And that's something that had never been done before, something that was really very minimal cost to the county. I think about $500 we ended up spending. But now, at the convenience of your computer at home when you want, you can jump on and you can see our videos on YouTube. And so when I said I could work as a team with an independent voice, I think that example probably highlights it the most. I joke with people and they say, what have you accomplished? I'm like, YouTube. And it sounds so insignificant, but the truth is it really brought us to a new level of transparency. And we're using it for everything now.
Well, you know what? We hear it. You know, it's all part of the video-centric world we're in. You know, God bless print and radio, but we're in a video-centric world. So we hear the kind of comment that, you know, the legislators or the supervisors or the councilmen, they know the camera's there. You know, so a lot of times the exchanges get more focused. You know, in watching you, you're particularly effective. You know, you speak up. And that's a hard crowd to cut through. You got 20 supervisors sitting there. You know, all right. So, assuming you do get reelected, priorities moving into your next term, what would they be?
Sure. Well, I think right now one of the biggest priority needs to be accountability across the board, both of your elected officials, but also of your employees, your department heads, your appointed officials. And, you know, that's a hot topic right now, and it should be. But for me, it's been a hot topic since day one. You know, how do we establish performance work plans? And we talked about this the last time I was on for our non-appointed or for our appointed non-union employees. And, you know, I have worked with our chairman to develop a performance work plan committee. It's stalled out for a while now. I'm hoping that's going to come back to life here shortly. But I also think it's time to start looking at our county government and the structure of our government. I'm fortunate enough to be assigned to a committee called Inter-County. That's 11 counties within our regional area, and we meet once a month in every other county. So we, over the course of the year, see all the different counties. And one of the things that I've really learned from attending those meetings is that we're all a little different, but the majority of counties have a board of legislators where your county executive is elected by the people. And doing some just preliminary research on that and talking with people at their doors, they want more accountability and they want a bigger voice. And a way to do that is to look at a board of legislators with an elected county executive. So I think that's something that more supervisors are starting to talk about going into next year. I think it's heading in the right direction. Also reducing our committees. We have a lot of committees. We pass through a lot of resolutions. And I think maybe taking a hard look at that and determining, is all of that really needed? Is there a way to be more effective? How can we go paperless? Can we have a meeting schedule that maybe the public could actually attend or isn't, you know, 15 days out of the month? I own a small business. I teach as an adjunct professor part-time. You know, I want to be able to do a good job here in this role, but I also recognize that we're limiting it for people that want to run for office because, frankly, with a full-time job, no one can. You have to be retired or own your own business.
Well, you know, in terms of your own accountability, I think the last statistic I read, Queensbury has the lion's share of the population in Warren County, 42 or 43%, I remember seeing. And as such, you know, your responsibility is elevated.
Correct.
You have a lot of constituents to answer to.
We do.
My own personal opinion, you're very thoughtful and you're very thorough. So best of luck in the election.
Thanks.
And we'll see you on the other side.
Great. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, welcome.
Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome, Rachel. To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.